One WMUA Sports Update.
Good evening, UMass in the Pioneer Valley. Mark Jean-Louis here with your WMUA 91.1 Sports Flash. Out in Pittsburgh last night, the UMass men's basketball team needed another rally in this one as the Cardiac Minutemen pulled out another close victory over Duquesne University, 78-74. UMass, now 23-6 and 10-5 in the Atlantic 10, trailed by 11 early on in the first half before going on a 15-4 run over the course of 7 minutes to tie the game with 3:40 left in the first. Both teams scored fairly evenly for the remainder of the half, and UMass held on to a slim 1-point lead at the break. After a slow start to the second half, UMass found their stride and back-to-back three-pointers, 2 from Samson Carter and 1 from Chaz Williams to take a 54-50 lead with just over 14 minutes left. The lead grew to 8 at 8:53 left before Duquesne went on a 10-0 run to retake the lead. Heading into the final minutes, UMass hung tough with the Dukes before 2 pairs of Trey Davis free throws at the end sealed the win for the Minutemen. Scoring the last 10 points of the game, Davis finished the game with the team leading 20 points along with 8 assists in 34 minutes on the field. Williams scored 17 points and with 6 assists in the game, took over as a career assist leader in school history. And with 12 points, Raphael Putney became the 46th player in program history to score 1,000 points. The Minutemen will return to a sold-out Mullen Center on Sunday to take on the number 10-ranked St. Louis Billikens in the regular season finale. Tip-off is set for 2 p.m., and the game will be televised nationally on the CBS Sports Network. To the other side, your UMass women's basketball team played in their final game of the regular season last night in Richmond. Despite a career-high 26 points from Jasmine Harris and Rashida Tambilla's 10th career double-double, the Minutewomen dropped it down at George Mason in overtime, 85-75 in the A-10 tournament playing game. UMass got off to a hot start in the first half, shooting 60% from the field, which included 3 three-pointers from Harris and led 15-0 inside the opening 3 minutes of the game. UMass pushed their lead to 18 points before George Mason went on a 28-10 run throughout the remainder of the half, and the two teams went into the break tied at 41. The second half started off much like the first for the Minutewomen, as it took a 9-point lead with 12:20 remaining. The UMass offense went cold from there, and they shot just 3 for 21 down the stretch. And with George Mason chipping away at their lead, the two teams found themselves tied at 69 at the end of 2. UMass's shooting woes continued in the overtime period. They never led in that period, and George Mason put the game away from there. Taylor Brown led all scorers with 35 points for George Mason. 3 others scored in double figures, and Kayana Jacobs recorded a double-double with 14 points and 10 rebounds. With the loss, UMass finished the season at 4-27. Nola Henry scored 13 points in the contest, and playing her last career game with the Minutewomen, Kiara Bauman had 5 points, 5 rebounds, and 4 assists. Over to hockey now, the UMass hockey team will resume from a 2-week break tomorrow night as they travel up to Burlington to take on Vermont in the opening round of the Hockey East tournament. UMass is 0-2 against the Catamounts this season, both games played in late November. Redshirt freshman Frank Vetrano will be making his season debut in the game, and head coach John Micheletto is looking forward to a freshman and his great attack in the practice to make an impact for the game with the Minutemen. The game will be aired live on NESN. Face-off is set for 7:05 p.m. For all you lacrosse fans out there, UMass will be hosting a doubleheader of lacrosse action for you on Saturday. First, the number 13 ranked men's team will take on the University at Albany at Garber Field. Game action is set for 1 p.m., and WMUA will bring you all the action live. After that, head on over to McGurk Stadium and watch your number 10 ranked women's team take on New Hampshire. That game is set for 3 p.m. To your pro sports now. In the NBA, the Boston Celtics dropped it last night at home to the Golden State Warriors. 4 Warrior stars got into double figures, and Golden State walked out with an easy one, 108-88. The Celtics have now lost 7 of their last 8 and fall to 20-41 on season. The Celtics were dominated in all facets of the game, including fast break points, losing 25-11, points in the paint, 58-32, and turnovers, 22-11. The C's will suit up again tomorrow night as Paul Pierce, Kevin Garnett, and the Nets return to the TD Garden. Tip-off is scheduled for 7:30 p.m. And in the NHL, after the Bruins cruised to an easy 4-1 win, besting Tim Thomas and the Florida Panthers, the Bruins will continue their home action tonight as Alex Ovechkin and the Washington Capitals come to the Garden to take on David Krejci, Brad Marchand, and the boys looking for their 40th win. Face-off set for 7 p.m. And that'll do it for your WMUA 91.1 Sports Flash. I'm Mark Jean-Louis, and now I bring it back over to the news crew.